Different. Oh, geez, I got that wrong. Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to Outlaw Radio. I am the Outlaw Light. Let me turn down the music there. Still figuring out how to get everything going on here, but welcome to a special afternoon edition of the show. I know I usually do this at 10 p.m. and I usually do this live then, but schedules change. Schedules change. That's just how it is today, and there's nothing I can do about that. But that's all good. Hope everyone's having a good morning out there. And out there for you, it's the morning. It's the afternoon now. It's afternoon, but that's all right. I've been up since 6 in the morning. So be that as it may. Welcome to Outlet Radio. I was going to have to record this anyway, so I figured I might as well just go live now and test it out. I am currently using STREAMYARD, which is brand new to me, and I'm trying to figure it out. So if things look a little different with like the opening screen and the closing screen and all things like that, well, that's why. And so yeah, hi everybody. Welcome to Outlaw Radio. I am the Outlaw Knight. I have been a professional wrestler since 1995, based out of Winnipeg in central Canada. I've had the opportunity to travel across almost all of this glorious nation of ours into and through the United States in certain parts, and I've even had a couple of cups of coffee in Japan. I've had a couple of, extra and dark opportunities in both AEW and WWE, and I've done a couple of things along there. But most notably, I'm a proud indie wrestler. I'm a proud self-published author and more. If those are things you're interested in, there are links in below for all those things. Right now, if you're specifically interested, if you take a look, right now you can find, I can't get this thing up on here right now. 1 second. These stupid things, I tell you. I get this going. No. Save. Don't want you to save. I want you going up. I don't want to go up to the studio. Darn it. Where are you? Where's all my options? Remove that. There. Hi, everybody. Right now, if you want, you can save 20% off all merchandise at ProWrestlingTees.com. There's a link in the description below to go to my specific Pro Wrestling Tees page. I am going to be an absolute idiot trying to figure that stuff out, I tell you right now, but that's okay. In addition to that, so if you like any of the designs seen either for myself or anybody that currently works for AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan, anywhere around the Indies across the United States and Canada, you can certainly get it there right now for the March Madness sale of 20% off. Good times. Where are we at over here? Laserbolt, hey man, thank you for joining in. Hey, I got the comments working in here too. That's great. Yeah, it's an early stream today. Life's presented a bit of a challenge, so I just decided to go live instead of recording it now. And again, like I said, since I'm practicing things with StreamYard here, as you can tell by the lovely little logo up in the corner, I'm figuring things out. Thank you for both of you that are watching now. I really appreciate that. So yes, in addition to, of course, oh my goodness, in addition to what we've got here, I've got my merchandise. You can go to ProWrestlingTees.com for the links down below. You can take a look at my books. This is my Urban Fantasy Series Overdrive, written all by me. Book 1 is Cowboy Ending. Outlaw Justice behind it on the left-hand side. That's book 2, and book 3 is Prairie Fryer. I am currently working on the 4th book, and by currently I mean it's been an ongoing struggle for quite some time, but I'm getting to it right now. But that's okay. That's what we're dealing with. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening later. It's been a week. There's been a lot going on. Trying to deal with some different challenges in life and around the world. I'm going to take my hat off now because I'm not in that guy mode. That can go away. Everyone can see how frazzled I am and how frazzled I don't want to be, but that is okay. What we're going to do right now, because it's a topic I've been wanting to tackle for a while, it is, of course, the topic of entitlement. And I don't want to just, before I get started with my thoughts, my little monologue here, I don't want it to just be, gray-haired old man yelling at the clouds about, how challenging it is for us to deal with the kids these days and all that other stuff. It's not really what I'm trying to say, because I'm as guilty of entitlement as anybody. I think we all are on some level or in some other ways. What I wanted to talk about is its effects on myself and the world and how I perceive it affecting every aspect of our lives. So if you'll all be patient with me, here's my little monologue for what I want to talk about when it comes to the topic of feelings of entitlement. Now, I want to be straight up and say flat out, first things first, that I despise entitlement. I despise it. I despise it in life. I despise it in work and art and more. At this stage of my life, and at every stage, I've always been about kindness, gratitude, fairness, and generosity. Okay. That's because, it's important to give. It's important to be giving. It's important to be accepting of when people give you things in return. But the truth is, and the very simple truth of life is that no one is owed anything, right? And I don't want to come across as some right-wing incel. I don't want to come across as, somebody who thinks, you just got to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. That's really not what I mean. And I truly want to make that very clear. With that said, we as human beings, as people, we must earn every day of our existence. Because if we never go out of way to earn that existence, we never appreciate it. We never appreciate our own existence, and we never appreciate the struggles that other people have when it comes to what they present to the world as well. Like even today, just having to adjust my schedule, to be here, be on early. I'm sure there are going to be some people that are going to be grumpy with me that I changed plans. They're going to be grumpy that I'd set aside time. I was going to actually watch tonight. And I'll get some DMs going, "Hey fool, we were gonna watch the live stream at 10 p.m. tonight. Why'd you go early? Or why'd you record it?" I get it. It's frustrating. It's frustrating for me too. But that feeling of grumpiness, it comes from entitlement. It comes from feeling I was owed something. Now, obviously, I regret not being able to maintain my own schedule. But I hope everyone understands that I'm going out on my way to make sure I've fulfilled my commitments to doing this show, which is really the only commitment I have when it comes to you people. My commitment is to be the best that I can be in the ring, be a good human being, be good to my family, try to be a good author every once in a while. I want to have something to say there, and also make sure that I deliver to you what I say I'm going to do, even if the timing sometimes doesn't go out of the way. That's a hard thing to understand. It's a hard thing to parse out. It's a hard thing to get away from, because on some level we all want to say, "Oh, well, this isn't fair, or that's not right, or things should be more." I don't even know the word I'm looking for. Is things should be more acceptable all the way around. And on some level, we do feel rightly that we deserve certain things, whether we do or not. Let me give you an example. My most recent shoot job, which I won't mention too many things about, I was a union member. More importantly, I was a union chairperson. Now, under that union, which I think unions are important. I want to make that very clear. Unions are very important. They protect people's rights. They protect people's opportunities, protect people's wages, benefits. You wouldn't have weekends without the union, et cetera, et cetera. Some of the drawbacks of some unions, though, if they get a little bit bigger, they work in corporations that are too large, in my opinion, is that some of these unions will traditionally list their positions as a result of seniority rules. So the person that's there the longest has the right to bid upon the jobs they want at the expense of other people. And that can be frustrating if you're the type of person who, puts in extra work or puts in extra time or makes better commitments to be communicative with their fellow employees or is more easygoing and understanding of the schedule. It's very frustrating if somebody comes on in and they've got, even say as little as 6 months experience on you, or seniority on you, excuse me, and then suddenly go, "Hey, I'm displacing you off that job. It's mine now. You have to go out to do something else," even if it screws up your life and your schedule. And that's frustrating. That is a very frustrating thing, because a lot of those people don't have any empathy about it. A lot of those people just think, "Well, I've been here longer, so I am entitled to this opportunity." The worst part about that is that under the rules of most collective bargaining agreements, they're right. They are entitled to it, and it blows. But it's all in the presentation, how it comes out, right? There's a difference between I have the right to do something and being grateful when you're given the opportunity, take advantage of it and go with it, right? So again, like I was saying, while there's the faint patina of legitimacy and rule following in union shops like that, at the end of the day, the employees and the members will jump all over each other because they believe they are entitled to it. So again, I don't want to shit on unions. They do wonderful things for many, many people, but the point is that, at the end of the day, excuse me, at the end of the day, if you join a shop that is seniority based union wise, you know what you're getting yourself in for. That's part of the deal. So at least in that regard, even if it's frustrating and a little irritating, it's something you can get behind. Now, other forms of entitlement that drive me crazy that we see out in the real world all the time are in areas of life where, people believe they're owed something without putting any work in for it. For example, people in their sports teams. As a Winnipeg Jets fan, lifelong Winnipeg Jets fan, it is frustrating beyond words for me to see other quote-unquote fans that have nothing positive to ever say about this team. Last year when they're, winning the President's Trophy and they're on their way to the playoffs, everybody and their dog, all they could talk about was how that was a curse and they were going to get booted on the first round of the second round of the playoffs and that guys are overpaying. It's a problem. I constantly hear about, how ticket prices are outrageous, about how concession prices are outrageous. And, if this organization really cared about this team, they would do everything to lower their costs and things like that. And I get it. I am not burdened with a plethora of cash. If I'm lucky, can get to one game a year. And when I go, I try to avoid the concession stand because it's expensive. I've got a couple of jerseys for the team. I invested a lot of money in those because they're $200 a shot, and that's just what it is. But the thing is, that team doesn't owe you anything. What they owe you, hopefully, is a product that you enjoy watching with players that hopefully bust their asses, win, lose, or draw. And they owe you the opportunity to be entertained by the game that you, in theory, love, right? But even that, you're not owed anything from your sports teams or your franchises. Yeah, you want them to win. You want them to be good members of the community, and you want them to be good corporate folks who don't have to gouge price and concessions in the box office, but you're not owed that. They're running a business, not a charity. And in today's sports leagues, the costs are the costs, especially here in Canada. We're competing with giant markets in the United States, and that's a problem. It is a real problem. So yeah, I understand wanting them to, to cater to you and to fill your needs. But the truth is, they don't owe you anything. And now, at least here in Winnipeg with True North, they go out of the way. We're lucky. We don't only have the NHL franchise, we've got their AHL Farm League franchise also in the same city. So if you want to go see some good quality hockey but can't afford the NHL pricing, go to the Moose. The Moose play. Their tickets are half the price or a third of the price, and it's, way more enjoyable. Or just as enjoyable, excuse me. But it's a little more affordable. I can take my entire family to go see the Moose game. I can take 8 people for the price it would cost me for 2 tickets to see a Jets game. You get what you pay for, sure, but you're not owed anything. You're not entitled to freebies or handouts. That's how everything works. Here's one just for the fellas. Guys, you're not entitled to a lady's attention or a fella's attention if that's what you're into. You're just not. Just because you showed up, just because you might have bought flowers, you might have treated them nice for a little bit, bought them coffee. You're not owed anything, okay? Not now, no never. When somebody who you want to be a partner with you, or otherwise, when they want to share that time and their body and their life with you, that's something you have to earn every day. Every day. Sometimes every minute. Right? Because at the end of the day, they're not entitled to you either. Right? Number of guys out here talking about, male loneliness epidemic and, women are so hard to please and I can't get anywhere with them and all this stuff. Well, how much of that is because you think that you're owed something from them? Time for a deep, dark, long, hard look at the soul, boys. And we see this all the time, especially over the last decade. I wonder what happened in 2016 to, suddenly give this rise of a sense of entitlement from people who haven't done anything in their entire lives to feel like they're owed the world. I wonder what that could possibly be. Anyways. Moving on. Another area that drives me crazy about entitlement is in the realm of art and entertainment. People. It is impossibly hard to create anything, whether it's a television show or a movie or a book or a song or a music video or a painting. It requires an intense amount of dedication, skill, craftspersonship. Sheer art artistic talent and integrity. You don't have to like it. You don't have to enjoy it. You're not owed something just because it didn't meet some fictional standard that you created in your head. Hey, I love Marvel and Star Wars movies. I won't rank them. I don't think all of them are great, but I enjoy something in all of them because I enjoy the genre. I enjoy the effort being put forth to entertain me. And very rarely do I feel like they're just putting slop out on the screen for me to feel pandered to. No, I'm not saying that's always been the case. Sometimes there have been, studios will put some crap out there in just the hopes of sucking you out of your cash. But even if they do, that's on them, not on you, and you're not entitled to anything better. It's a phrase I always say to my kid when she was growing up. You get what you get and you don't get upset. That's how it is. What I tell my wrestling trainees all the time is that you get out of something as much as you're willing to put into it. When you go to the movie theater and you drop down your 10 to 20 bucks and you go to watch something, you get what you get. You don't get upset. If you like it, great. If you think it was fantastic art, even better. If you hated it, that's fine. But you don't get to go out there and say the hundreds of people that worked on this project didn't give a shit about you. They're not thinking of you. They're thinking about doing a good job. They're thinking about, trying to get paid to do their art, to make their creation. They hope that you like it. In fact, more and often than not, they hope that you love it. But if they don't, they don't. And that's okay. That's just life. You're not entitled to something just because you've gone there in the past and you thought about it. In pro wrestling, you're not entitled to these performers' time and effort outside of the time they put on television or in the ring. I make myself accessible. I'm happy to do this, but that's me. When I'm on this environment, if you want to chat with me and want to connect with me, by all means, you're more than welcome to do so. If you want to comment on the stream right now, great. If somewhere down the line you want a link so you can come in and join me on the show, great, we can do that. But you're not entitled to that time when I'm on my own, or when I'm with my kid, or when I'm with my family or my girl, or anything like that. I feel like I'm getting a little bit lost in the weeds in this. Much like pornography, entitlement, I think, is something that you know it really strongly when you see it. And if you don't, you should. We all unfortunately know that person in our lives that, feels like, the world is out to get them. No one's there paying attention to who they are and what they want to do. And that's frustrating. It's frustrating to see. It's even more frustrating when you can look yourself in the mirror and go, oh shit, it's me. I am the problem. It's me. Because I've been that guy. I've been the guy who felt like, I was owed something. I've been the guy who felt like, the world has, passed me by and I missed my opportunities. 30 years in wrestling, I assure you, there was more than a few times where I thought for sure I was owed an opportunity that I didn't get. When the truth is, I had the opportunities and I didn't earn them. Wasn't the right look. I wasn't good enough. I didn't connect the right way. I said the wrong thing to the wrong person. I've certainly done that a time or 12. I probably did it about 15 times in the last 20 minutes. But that's on me. It's on me that my marriage didn't work out in many ways. As much as there was mutual problems going back and forth, I had many opportunities to fix them, correct them, or make changes earlier on, and I didn't. That's on me. I've had regular jobs that didn't work out. Perhaps I could have behaved in a different way. But they didn't owe me anything except a paycheck for the amount of work I put in. So if that didn't work out, guess whose fault that is? It's mine. I've been working on the fourth book to this series for almost 4 years. And I'm sure I've got some readers out there going, Jesus, where the fuck is that book? And they're right. They're waiting a long time. No, they're not entitled to my time and my effort. But at the same time, I can't be upset at my inability to get it done. I'm not entitled to the freedom and the capacity to dedicate 60 hours to banging out what's left of that draft, and then another 60 hours to get it written and edited properly. I'm not owed it. I have to earn it. I have to make that time. I've got to make that commitment. Same as anything. Same as everyone. Again, like I said off the top, hang on a second, sip of water for the working man. It was just 3:16 the other day after all. I want to make it very clear. This is not a pull yourself up by the bootstraps, kindness is a weakness, helping others is bullshit sort of thing. In fact, I very strongly believe that kindness is huge. Being kind is more important than being liked, right? It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. Isn't that the phrase, Dwayne? Helping others is very important. Being generous is wonderful. Receiving that generosity is a wonderful thing that you need to be grateful for. Gratitude is huge. Nobody owes it to you. Nobody owes it to me. Being generous and kind and helping others is a choice, and it is an absolutely excellent one if you are kind. No one has owed your generosity. No one. This is the difference between being nice and being taken advantage of. Your personal boundary, therapy word, your boundary is to provide kindness to those who have earned it. And the ones who believe they're entitled to it, they're entitled to my kindness, my energy, my body. Those are the ones you must be cautious of and deny if necessary. Because that is the only way they'll ever learn. So that's by and large my thoughts here today on this topic. I know it's a lot. It's a little deep. It's a little deep for 12:37 in the afternoon Central Standard Time. What do you guys think? If you have any thoughts in the conversation, please leave them in the chat. Leave them in the comments down below on this video after we're done. I'd appreciate hearing what you have to say. If you got any thoughts on it, I'd love to hear it as well. And that's fine. Again, I'm sorry that I'm not going to go live later tonight. I had to get this done early. That's just life. I'm going to be back next week on some capacity. Hopefully my usual time of 10 p.m. Central Time, but if I am, I am. And hopefully by next week, now that I'm sort of getting the hang of the StreamYard thing, I think I should be able to invest and go on a bunch of different platforms. YouTube itself is great, of course. I love just being on YouTube proper, but it's going to be a thing if I can get it out there. I've got a bigger platform on Facebook, obviously, and on Instagram. So if I can go stream it there, that'll be a big deal. Anyways, in the meantime, I would like to remind you all that if you're interested, hey, that looks better. My books are available at the link below down on Amazon if you like urban fantasy in the vein of Jim Butcher mixed with a little bit of Jack Reacher. I think that there's something here for you. Urban fantasy fiction set in central Canada, which is good. If it helps, the lovely Miss Tanya Huff, also a Canadian Hugo Award-winning author, seems to like my work. I don't know why that is, but she's a lovely, lovely person. So if that works for you, fantastic. Also, Merch Madness happening right now from March 17th to the 20th. So it started yesterday, St. Patty's Day. It's going all the way to the 20th. 20% off ProWrestlingTees.com. The link for my actual store is below. So if you're watching this now or later and you've always wanted to get one of your XXX Outlaw shirts or one of my Outlaw logo shirts, now's the time. I would really, really appreciate that. Thank you very much for everybody who's here live, who came by live, who's going to watch later. I can't thank you enough. I enjoy spending this time with you. I enjoy getting my thoughts out into the world. And in all honesty, as the days get more and more interesting and time gets more and more complicated, I want to let you all know that having the opportunity to come on out here and have something to say, that people interact, is really important to me, and I appreciate it more than I can say. So thank you all very much. Have a great day, and be kind to one another. Stay away from entitled pricks, but be kind if you can. Lots of love.